Hey folks, today I'm going to do a review of a gun that I've been wanting for a while, but I hadn't been able to find it. Back in SHOT Show, STI came out with a gun. Before I do that, let me break it down. STI has come out with a whole line of gun called their Staccato line. The first two guns that they released last year, I believe it was the Staccato P, which was a double stack. It was a full length grip, double stack with a 4.15 inch barrel, I think. And they also released the Staccato C. The C was a single stack, virtually identical. There were some differences in them, but in the barrel length. But the Staccato C was a single stack, and the Staccato P was a double stack. Both of them were roughly the same barrel length. I think the P was 4.15 and the C was 3.9, but real negligible on barrel difference. Well, this year at SHOT Show, STI released the Staccato C2, which it's the 3.9 inch barrel, still had the officer's or shortened grip frame, not the full length. It's a shortened officer's model, and it was a double stack instead of a single stack. And I have been wanting one of those ever since I saw it back, I don't know, a month or so ago. Well, I'm not going to name the company I found online that said they had one in stock, but I ordered it from them. When I paid for it and everything, got to the end, it said it was back ordered. And I thought, well, okay, I'll just deal with it. Got a shipping confirmation. I ordered it on, I think, the 24th of January. Got a shipping confirmation like a week later. I was like, man, they got that thing in stock quick. So I was stoked about it. Went to pick it up on a Friday, and I opened the box, and it was the Staccato C, not the C2. So I had to call them back. It's been a big ordeal with them. They finally sent a shipping label 2 days ago to pick it up, and it's been a while. But needless to say, I won't ever order another gun from them ever again. It's been a big ordeal. So I got to looking around, and I couldn't find a Staccato C2 anywhere. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna build my own, and that's what I did. I went and bought an Extreame Customs grip for the VIP, and I mounted it onto my Staccato P. So basically, I've got a Staccato C2. Yes, the barrel and the slide are a little bit longer. Instead of a 3.9 inch barrel, I've got a 4.15 inch barrel. That's not a big deal to me. But I've got the shortened officer's size grip. To kind of put it in perspective, these magazines, while they're double stacked, they hold 16 rounds, and they're the 120 millimeter mags. The 120 millimeter mags sit flush with this grip. The mags that came with the Staccato P, the flush fit mag, was 126 millimeter mag, so it was 6 millimeters longer than this grip, and it holds, I think, 17 or 18 rounds. So you're giving up a couple of rounds, but you're shortening that grip here. So I ordered this grip, ordered a trigger, ordered several different things that I had to order to complete the grip on this gun, and now I've got my own Staccato C2. So I'm gonna take it out today and shoot it, bring y'all along. One thing that I did do when I got it, I don't know if y'all can see or not, but I bobbed the rear corner of the grip off. It came out and it was straight, it was flat across the bottom. And one, when I did reloads, it dug into my hand right down in here. And two, that sharp corner will actually print through your clothing. So I did kind of a round butt treatment to it and bobbed that rear corner off so it's nice and and angled now instead of sharp. It did come all the way down to the bottom here and go straight up, so I bobbed that off. Also, I figured I had some officer size recoil or mainsprings at home in my toolbox, and I figured a standard officer size mainspring would work. It doesn't. It's the right length for the mainspring, but the diameter is too big around. It needs one the same diameter as a government style mainspring. I don't know if y'all have ever looked at the government and the officer size mainsprings. The government size has a smaller diameter than the officer size does, but STI uses a government size diameter spring for their officer size, or VIP is what the grip's called, VIP grip. They use a government size diameter spring. So what I did was I took a government size mainspring and I cut it down a little bit longer than a officer size spring. The reason I left it a little bit longer is anytime you get to cutting springs, when you cut coils off, it loses tension. So I left this one a little bit longer. Now I've got STI officer size mainspring on the way, but it'll be a couple of days before it gets here. I want to take this thing out and shoot it, and I think it'll be fine. I've tested the trigger pull on it. It's still coming in sub 3 pounds. I think it was 2 pounds 9 ounces, 2 pounds 10 ounces of what the average was. So it's still right about the same trigger pull as it was when I had my full-size Staccato P grip on it. So that tells me that the mainspring is still giving good tension up on the hammer strut. It's actually just a couple ounces heavier than with the full-size grip on it. And basically, to give y'all what that means is the mainspring pushing up on the hammer strut has some of the determination of how heavy your trigger is. If I had put this cut down spring in there and the trigger pull weight had come in at 2 pounds, then I would have known the mainspring was way too weak and it probably wouldn't ignite primers. But the fact that it comes in a couple of ounces heavier than my standard government size grip means that it's probably going to be heavy enough to ignite primers. Might not. I'm going to find out here in just a little bit. Either way, I got the standard spring coming in, and I won't be carrying this gun until I do get the standard mainspring in. But the real reason I wanted this gun was because I plan on carrying it. It's basically, roughly, the size of a Glock 17. Roughly. But it's a lot easier to shoot, a lot flatter to shoot, a lot faster to shoot. In the wintertime when I'm wearing a jacket like this, I'll probably have this as one of my carry guns. So I'm not a big fan of flip-flopping back and forth between platforms, but I have shot the 1911 platform for so long that going from a Glock to a 1911 really doesn't bother me that much. Those are basically the only two guns that I carry, is a Glock and a 1911. But I practice with both of those platforms all the time, and I'm proficient with both of them, so going back and forth between a Glock and a 1911 platform really doesn't bother me. Anyway, we've got some targets hung up down here, and we're going to take it out and we're going to shoot it and see if it'll actually function. Thank y'all for watching. Alright, I'm just going to shoot a few rounds on target to test the function of the gun, to make sure it functions, and just play around with the accuracy of it a little bit. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's walk up here and I'll show you what it did. Now granted, I'm not shooting from 25 yards, but it's still a pretty acceptable group. I did throw one over here, but most of them were right there in the center. So pretty acceptable grouping for it. Didn't expect anything less. It shoots like that all the time. I'm just changing the grips, not going to change that at all. But I'm going to run another drill and bring y'all along. Alright, I'm going to run 10-10-10 drill, or the test, whatever you want to call it. I know Ken Hackathorn runs it a lot. Basically, I've got a B8 bullseye. I'm going to go to 10 yards. I'm going to shoot 10 rounds in 10 seconds. And of course, the goal is to keep them all in the X ring. My goal is to keep them all at least in the 9 ring, but try to keep them all in the 10 ring. But I'm going to go back here, 10 yards, 10 rounds, in 10 seconds. Let's see how it goes. Well, y'all can see it didn't go terrible. I dropped one into the 8 ring. I put, I think, 2 in the 9 ring. I don't know how many in the 10 ring, 1 or 2, and then the rest of them went in the X ring. That's actually a good drill to run. I ran it in way over time. So, I don't know. I didn't check my stopwatch. So I'm gonna run it again and see if we can get a more accurate time on it, because I don't believe it picked up everything. No, it didn't. Let's see. Yeah, there was a 6-second delay, so I was at just a little over 10 seconds. Just a little over 10 seconds. So I'm going to shoot that again and see if I can get it 10 seconds or under. All right, that was 6.94 seconds. Plenty of time. I had plenty of time to slow down if I wanted to. But I can't remember if that round was out or not. I have to go back and look at the video. But everything else was in the X and 10 ring. So I'd already thrown that shot out. I think I'd already thrown that one out. I can't remember about that one. I'll have to look. But everything else was in the X and 10 ring. So that's a really good drill, because it stresses accuracy under pressure. Accuracy under pressure. If you ever listen to Ken Hackathorn, he stresses accuracy over speed. Accuracy over speed. He said you can be as fast as you want, but if you don't hit anything, what good are you? I kind of agree with him. You've got to have effective hits on target in a short period of time. I'm not going to get into my whole belief on handgun rounds and versus rifle rounds and all that stuff, but in my opinion, I think you have to have accurate hits on target in a fast amount of time. So got less than 7 seconds, got all 10 rounds in the black, I believe all 10 in the 10 ring or tighter. So it's a really good drill to try. Check it out sometime. All right, what I'm going to do now is a drill that Ken Hackathorn, he didn't invent it, but he kind of made a conglomeration of 3 different drills and put them into one drill. In order to be really fast at this drill, a score of 10 seconds or better is really fast. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw on the sound of the buzzer. You're going to do a build drill, 6 rounds to the center mass. You're going to immediately transition to the head and fire 2 rounds into the head. You're going to reload. You're going to fire 4 rounds into the body. 1 to the head and 2 rounds back into the body. If you can do that in 10 seconds or less, you're pretty dang fast. So I'm going to try it out and see what I can do it in. .83, 8.83. I'm gonna try it again. I threw 2 out of the head. They were down a little bit low, so I'm gonna try it again and try to keep the same score, but work on my accuracy. All right, let's try this drill again. See what we can do. Not bad. Accuracy's better. Still threw 2 rounds, but accuracy is still much better. So I'm going to move on to something else now. All right, I'm not going for speed now. I'm just trying to go for a little bit of accuracy. It's something that I need to work on a little more, is my fundamentals. So I'm just going to shoot on bullseye and see what accuracy I can get. Alright. Can't see, I'm too far back, but looks like it's probably alright. Let's try a little more. Go up here and take a look. Well, not bad. I think I dropped 1 to the low left, and that's about it. Right there. That one was already there, if you'll remember. This is from my 10-10-10 drill. Everything else was right there where it needs to be. That's about 16, 17 yards. Nothing major, but still not bad. So talk to y'all later. That's it.